Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fans of Skytear. Welcome to a very special show match between Eric and Michael. I am the commander reporting here for duty, and as you can see, we are on the Thrilane map that we don't normally see. These two fine gents have decided they want to duke it out. And so you may be asking exactly how Thrilane works. Thrilane has a number of different rules. The first rule is that each player gets to do a ban. You can see there that the banned heroes were Yami for Eric's side, and then, I actually missed who that last one was there. We have Ekrit, Habarat, Kenwi, Sitherus, so that must have been by default the last one whose name is escaping me at the moment. Akuti, there we go. As Michael is running a mono yellow squad there. The only thing that matters on this map is Nexus Destruction. There are no victory conditions. There are no other ways of doing things. Nexus Destruction is the only way that this game ends. In addition, each player will be drafting 5 heroes. So we did see that Eric won the coin toss beforehand and elected to go second. So Michael is resulting in the first ban as well as the first selection. We see that he has drafted Sitherus first and positioned him carefully. Now, an important thing to note here are the white lines. As you can see, the white lines which divide line of sight do not simply just surround the 2 domes of the field. And we'll talk about those in just a second. The dome lines, as you can see, do interfere slightly in the center lane, creating different lanes as well, creating different lines of sight. And we see, in the meantime, that Eric has responded there. Sakoshi, Kichi coming out for him, and we'll see how the rest of them position in just a moment. Each player was able to bring an outsider, and through a little bit of backdoor bribery, persuasion, and begging, both of them have opted to bring Scourge of Puido, which means we will get to see 2 Scourge of Puidos running around in this game. Scourge of Puido, one of my favorite outsiders, but unfortunately, due to his spawn conditions and his ability usage, not very often picked in competitive Skytear. As you can see, during his activation, he replaces a friendly hero in his dome, possessing them, and then is able to do a number of things, most of which end up hurting the possessed hero in the process. Scourge can do Reckless Fury for 3+ a flip to a target adjacent enemy, and then lose 1+ a flip for the possessed hero. Spirit Siphon, just cut the target adjacent enemy's HP in half, and then sacrifice the same for your possessed hero. And then finally, Relentless Pursuit, move Purito 3 hexes and apply fast to the possessed hero as well. Also does 3+ a double flip for damage, and 0 armor. So it is possible that we may see some of the Scourges just be killed off so that we don't have to have them running around on the map. As we said, the only way to win this game is through Nexus Destruction. And because of that, as a result, we're going to minimize the overlay here. You'll notice that we do have the 4 trackers there on the side, which I've now just gotten rid of. Because there are 5 heroes in this game, it only tracks 4. So rather than deal with those scenarios there, and because this TTS overlay has not been fully optimized yet for Thrilane, we will have a few minor issues. It will work for 80% of the things, but rather than 80%, we're going to go ahead and make it 100% clear. So I will be relaying information regarding the health, leads, as well as any power cards that are played. Tape said that most of this should work, so in theory we will be able to see the majority of the action, but it may require a little bit of scrolling just to capture all the bits of information on the field altogether. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, we see that the draft has run through. In the Thrilane map, you are normally it was originally designed such that you bring 6 heroes to the battlefield. However, rules have since changed at this point, and now what we do is bring 6, your opponent bans 1, and then you draft the other 5. So we have 3 lanes where there will be tower pushing. You'll notice that, unlike 2 lane, in 3 lane, you spawn 3 minions in the center lanes as positioned like so. No minions initially start in lane 2 or in lane 3. Those will spawn in according to normal minion rules, 2 per player at the during the minion phase. Of course, assuming that the tower has not been destroyed. If the tower is destroyed, then of course minions do not spawn in the corresponding lane for whichever player has lost their tower. And in addition to that, other rules of Skytear are still standard. So we'll see how this match plays out. This is going to be, as I mentioned, purely a show match. These fine gentlemen really wanted to have a Trilane match. We just decided that since Trilane is really not featured that much, that we would bring you a special episode of Skytear since we haven't had anything really to stream in the future. So, taking a look at their decks real quick while they go ahead and mulligan. As I mentioned, by the way, Eric is in green at the top of our screen. Michael is in yellow, bringing all yellow heroes at the bottom of our screen as well. So, Michael is the 3-lane Nupton, so Akuti has been kicked out of the field, so Ekrit has Exhaustion, Swiftness, Call of the Pack, Gathering Storm, Migraine, Chasm, Windblast. Habarat has Quickshot, Time Glitch, Dodge, Nightmares Incarnate, Redirect, Gank, and Twister of Souls. Kenway brings Exhaustion, Swiftness, Call of the Pack, Gathering Storm, Migraine, Chasm, and Windblast. Satheru brings Quickshot, Time Glitch, Dodge, Nightmares Incarnate, Redirect, Gank, Twister of Souls. And Shafathi brings Quickshot, Time Glitch, Dodge, Nightmares Incarnate, Redirect, Gank, and Twister of Souls. So Michael is going for a very heavy kill deck, mostly through spells. And Eric is going to be doing for something similar here. He said he ditches his normal control style for this rolling ball of death. I'm super excited. We did see Yami banned out for him, which means that her cards will not be in this game. Kichi, on the other hand, brings Shattermind, Swiftness, Time Glitch, Nightmare Incarnate, Soulscream, Windblast, and Unstoppable. Satheru, Shattermind, Swiftness, Time Glitch, Nightmare Incarnate, Soulscream, Windblast, and another Unstoppable. Habrat, Clear Mind, Crippling Precision, 3 copies of Quickshot, 1 Dragon Punch, and a Gank. Sakoshi brings Clear Mind, Crippling Position, Skytear Drain ×2, Kurito will love that, Dragon Punch, Reeve, and Sinkhole. And then finally, Akla has Crippling Precision, Lifesteal, Skytear Drain, Gank, Reeve, and 2 more Sinkholes. So let's see what happens. This is also a pretty heavy kill deck. No players really running any -1s, which means that, but there are a number of zeros in the deck to note, so therefore Scourge of Puido not necessarily going to kill your heroes as much as might be expected from a high flip deck. There is a decent balance here of flippable damage cards and leadable cards from the mana perspective. So I fully suspect a relatively tame round 1, round 2, while the mana pool charges up, and then once we get to rounds 3, 4, 5, and possibly 6, that's when the carnage is going to begin. As a reminder, the rules do work like 2-lane, wherein a hero that is killed in the ready phase does respawn the next round. If they are killed in the exhausted stage, they skip the next round, and respawn 2 turns after the round they were killed. I did understand there was a rumor that if you get killed and you would respawn after round 5 in 6, 7, or 8, that they just don't come back. I'm not sure if our players are playing with that rule or not, so if the game goes on that long, we'll have to see if they do or do not. So with that being said, I believe the mulligans are complete here. We can take a look. Eric discarded the quick shot. Ekrit is going to start off the match here. So Ekrit will play Swiftness, going to get fast. And now Michael is going to declare a move with Ekrit. So let's see what Ekrit's opening position is here. So moves into the dome, into dome number 4. Let's see if we can get rid of that. There we go. Dome number 4 is going to be home of one of the Scourges. It doesn't actually matter which one. Summons her worship token. This is going to allow her to use the Wind Barrier ability here. And now Eric's already removing his minions. Wind Barrier is going to allow Ekrit to go ahead and knock off every minion within that line right there. The Wind Barrier attack must hit through the illusion, and then it strikes 4 panels, or up to 3 additional panels. So +0 on the flip does not matter because Ekrit doesn't have damage. So all of a sudden, Eric has no minions in the center lane. Now, of course, as always, the control tokens do start 4 hexes away from the tower in which they influence, which means no player, barring use of trample, can attack the tower in round 1. That being said, this does set Michael up very well for an early push in round number 2. 3 minions to 0. Let's see. So we are going to now activate Satheru. So Satheru now going to go and charge down Ekrit, it looks like. So we see a +0 on the skirmish. No damage there. Now we're going to declare an attack against Ekrit. This will be 3+ the flip on piercing. Yep, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Yami and the Akuti tokens because they were both banned out and they have no place in this particular game. +1 on the flip, 4 damage to Ekrit, Ekrit to 12 hit points. All right, so the flip side of Mikhael's play here is while you did get to efficiently clean off the minions, your Ekrit is now very, very vulnerable. Is there a way to stop this from... Can we, like, not... There we go. Okay, that's better. I had it on global settings, and that kept popping up, so hopefully that'll be gone now. So, Skytear then chooses to lead as well, leading from the hand. So, likely to be a 4+ lead if he sends any other heroes in there. Ekrit is at 12 hit points. Now, in this situation, Kenwi may opt to go into lane 4, A, to provide support for Mikhael's team, but also to summon her illusion, which then would allow for movement if Ekrit continues to take damage. Now, of course, because of where Kenwi has been positioned here on this map, right down here, it would require both a move and a skirmish, which means that she would be able to either lead or worship, but not both, in Dome number 4 if she chose to go there. So, based on that, Mikhael has that option. Skytear is sitting far enough back that it's not really worthwhile to go after Skytear. You could send your own Skytear after him with a move skirmish attack, but that seems a little bit impulsive and kind of risky this early on in the game, as as Eric would have 4 heroes then to just simply send into Dome number 4, killing your Skytear, making you a very sad person. So going after Eric's Skytear from Mikhael seems not a wise position. I don't expect Mikhael to do that. Of course, even with the fact that this is a gentleman's show match, obviously both players are going to be interested in winning because both of them do have that competitive spirit. And so we're going to take a look at kind of one of those different things you have to think about. You get 5 heroes, but in this case, there's 5 control zones. On Thrilane, you have 4 heroes for 3 control zones. On Ashen Pass, you have 3 heroes for 3 control zones, but here you have 5 and 5. So we'll see how this plays out here. So we are going to see Kenwi advance. Although now that I think about it, Kenwi does have the ability to send her illusion into the dome there, but she cannot go into Dome 4, as I mentioned earlier. If she wants to stay in lane 3, like so, now she can do both the worship and the lead action here. This is going to allow Ekrit to dance out of the way of further damage from Eric if he sends anyone after her, after Ekrit. And this is also going to allow Kenwi to further strengthen the push in the mid lane. Currently, Mikhael is winning 4+, whatever the lead is, to 0 in the middle lane. Both lanes 2 and lanes 3 have no influence at this point, so we'll zoom in a little bit here, I guess. Try to get a little bit closer to the action. There we go. Ekrit's illusion was pinged for some reason. I'm not certain why. Perhaps Eric was attempting to target it. The illusion is currently in a cover hex. I believe that is a cover hex. So, based on the symmetry of the map, that should be a cover hex, yes. Or maybe not. No, I don't think so, actually. Nope, that is not a cover hex. I apologize. All right, so we are going to see Eric now move. So, going to bring his second hero into the battlefield. Nope, we're not going to move just yet. Okay, maybe we are. So Akla is going to make an advance now. So Akla is going to move, going to worship. So we're going to summon a pillar. Bringing the pillar down. Now remember, in order to use Akla's ability Know Where to Hide, you need to make sure that you're able to see a pillar. As it stands, Akla is not able to see that particular pillar. Now, with that positioning there, Akla is able to see the pillar, and so now he does have the ability to hit Ekrit. Akla's ability allows him to have line of sight to anyone that is within 3 hexes and is adjacent to a pillar. The pillar itself does not need line of sight, as you just saw, and so with the attack action, we did see a 3 flipped on that, which means Ekrit is now down to 7 HP, taking 5 damage after her armor, using the Kenwi illusion ability now to move herself over towards lane number 2. Given that Mikhael has the flex, I wonder if we see... I wonder if we see... Nope, can't be that. Dodge is a red card, so you can't have Ekrit swap out into lane 2 at the end of the round. well, maybe just simply farther separating himself from the team. Although, in that case, I feel like you'd want to have stepped back, but who knows. So, Mikhael's third hero is now up to activation here. We've already activated Kenwi. We've activated Ekrit. We're getting close to having to bring those mages in. At this point, I don't think we activate Cythero yet. Possibly Shafa... Oh. Okay, we're just moving the orientation of Akla around a little bit there. So, I think perhaps we send Habarat in. Well, it's hard to say, really. Habarat can't do too much. He could go and influence Dome 5 or one of the lanes, but not going to be able to attack any heroes from his position unless he also has a fast. With a fast, he would be able to move 5 and then skirmish in range of Akla, and then potentially attack him there. So, if we are looking to lay on some pain onto Akla quickly, that would be a possible course of action. Shafathi may also opt to start setting up the battlefield, bringing his illusion onto the field. Remember that Shafathi's illusion allows you to swap positions after resolving a skirmish action. So on a map this big, the ability to just simply blink to the other side of the map where your opponent is not, or to reinforce your allies as they're getting sieged by an opponent, is extremely valuable. So Shafathi, Nupton in general, known for being mobile, as well as doing a lot of damage through their power cards. Shafathi is probably the best among mobility. Yami is the only one, I think, in the entire game that could possibly give Shafathi a run for the money when it comes to mobility. Obviously, each of them have their own specialties when you would want one versus the other. Shafathi, of course, does have the... that's not within 3, Michael. You need to move that closer. There you go. Shafathi, of course, does have the ability to teleport across the entire map without actually dealing damage. And Yami just kind of flies around the field marking people and dealing some light damage, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to skirmish into lane 2 there with Shafathi, and now influence lane number 2. Again, of course, with the initial positioning of the control tokens, nobody can actually take damage in round number 1. And now Habarat plays Swiftness. Okay, so that's going to be pretty big here. Michael is going to... I'm sorry, not Michael. Eric is going to now move with his juiced up Habarat, so we are going for Ekrit. Oh, a little bit farther. So that is going to bring Habarat close by. Now, the problem here is that Ekrit is still within range 3 of Kenwi, which means that she's going to be able to dodge out from this attack. If Eric is smart, he'll use the attack action and then the skirmish to chase if he wants to deal additional damage. Let's see what he opts to do. Cythero is within line of sight, and Cythero does still have his mana point for this round, so Cythero may just use a Shattermind. Oh no, I'm sorry, you can't use Shattermind, that's an action card. So Cythero will not do that. We are going to worship. All right, so Habarat is going to summon his illusion. Habarat's illusion token gives him +1 attack against a target who is adjacent to his illusion, like so. And then whenever a projected hero damages an enemy minion with the attack action, you may move them 1. Obviously, Ekrit is not a minion, so that does not necessarily apply right here. But will deal some additional damage, and we see Michael responding with the Flux and playing Exhaustion. Okay, so Exhaustion is a card. Remove 1 condition from target hero. If the condition is removed and the target was an enemy, you may apply another condition to him, which means that Habarat's Fast is now going to be swapped out for a Disarm. So we see 2 cards there on the flip. That was a +2 there. So that's going to deal only 3 damage to Ekrit after the Disarm cuts the attack in half, as well as the armor reduction. So, using Kenwi's illusion again, and now this makes sense as to why Ekrit bounced over there, I guess, bringing Ekrit into that cover hex influencing lane 2. So currently Michael is just yielding the dome and has 2 points of control in dome number 2. So, Ekrit is low, and is pretty safe for the rest of this round. Given that the remaining heroes are pretty far away from her and would have to go a very circuitous route, I don't believe you can actually get her within line of sight. Let's see, we have Kichi, we have Sakoshi. You could, I guess, mark her, but since neither of their mark abilities do damage, that seems kind of pointless. So I don't expect to see Kichi or Sakoshi go after her at this point. I think the Scourge of Puido going after her is a more likely alternative. As she no longer is able to see Kenwi's illusion, she's out of line of sight of Kenwi's illusion, she will not be able to hop away from any additional damage that Scourge may inflict on her. And with only 4 HP left, that could be a very, very dead hero. If Habarat replaces the... Alright, well, we'll worry about that later. So Mikhael is now going to move. We're going to activate Cytheru. So Cytheru marching onto the field here. Dun, 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 dun. He is going to skirmish now. Using Shafathi's illusion, you now get to predict 1. Any projected hero gets to predict 1. So Mikhael went ahead, did that, moved in there, and now we're going to shoot Habarat with the Cytheru's skirmish damage. Or we're not going to do that, we're just going to lead. Also an option. Mikhael led from deck. So being that he predicted that particular card, knows exactly what it is and knows what his control value is. So Mikhael looks like he's going to go and contest this dome. Now, with this positioning, Eric can continue to mount his assault on path number 4, or he can go into Dome 5 and contest that lane, or control area. Both, as I mentioned, both of these players do have a number of 3 and 2 mana cards, which means leads are okay. Nope, we're not going to do that right now. It looks like we are going to activate Sakoshi, and we're going to have to do something about this middle here. So we're going to go ahead, attack a minion. Dead minion. We see a +1 on the flip there in the corner. Sakoshi will now skirmish. Is Sakoshi going to go into the dome, perhaps? You cannot get anyone with this skirmish attack, as Kenwi is in the bush, and she would be more than 3 anyways, regardless of how you positioned yourself. So is Sakoshi simply advancing a little bit further? No! All right, we're going for the double dome mayhem play. I like it. One more final action from Sakoshi. I suppose a lead action, perhaps? Or we may just end up passing here from Eric. I don't think you want to use a move action because then Habarat gets into the battlefield. All right. Though, as it stands, Habarat could still go and get you with a fast. And Sakoshi is very, very squishy. 15 hit points, 0 armor. Would result in a lot of damage, and if Mikhael is able to win the dome, a very dead Sakoshi. As the Scourge will tear him apart with a starting adjacency, a Siphon, Reckless Fury, and an attack is more than enough to kill Sakoshi instantly, even without damage from Habarat beforehand. So, not sure if Eric is going to yield his final turn here, or his final action point for the Sakoshi, or if he's thinking a little bit. We'll see what ends up being the result here. And then Mikhael will make the final hero activation for his side of the battlefield. So as it stands right now, lane 3 not really receiving a whole lot of attention. Lane 2 almost certainly goes into Mikhael's favor. I don't see any way that you would send Kichi all the way into lane number 2 to influence it. That would require a fast card. And putting Kichi that far open to an attack is questionable at best. Although I suppose if you do have a fast, you could move Skirmish, attack, and eliminate Ekrit from the field, which would be useful. That would put her into the respawn chamber until turn 3. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I may have miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, nope, you cannot. You would be 1 short. My apologies. I miscounted there. You would not actually be able to get there even with a fast. You could influence the control zone, but you would not be able to attack Ekrit. So perhaps sending him over there to set up, perhaps hiding out in the bush, even though that does make him a little bit vulnerable to Mikhael's first move. We'll see what Kichi has in store. As it stands right now, Kichi doesn't necessarily have many good targets. He could continue to weaken Mikhael's minions in the center lane, possibly destroy Ekrit's illusion. Number of possibilities for Kichi right there. As I mentioned, Eric does have some quick shot cards, so it may be the case that a move in a skirmish brings Kichi right into the front lines for Eric, and then use a quick shot to delete the minions, and then it's essentially Kenwi plus her lead versus Kichi. That still seems to be, and Akla as well. So that might be a way to prevent, excuse me, that might be a way to prevent Control Zone 1 from slamming against the tower, only advancing by 2 instead. All right, so Mikhael is pinging Kenwi's illusion for some reason. Not entirely certain why. Unless just to show that it is out on the field. As Kenwi's illusion doesn't really have anything to do with these right now. Although, unless they were trying to declare an attack against Kenwi, because you cannot attack Kenwi when she is adjacent to her illusion. So I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, well. Habrat is going to play Time Glitch. So it looks like Eric did just fold his last hand. So Habrat, I think, is going to go into lane 5 and potentially attempt to assassinate Sakoshi here. So with this play, Habrat gains fast. Unless Habrat is going to go into lane 4, into the left dome, and perhaps deal some damage to that Habrat. Nope, we're going for Sakoshi. Oh, boy. Oh, Sakoshi. This is not going to feel too good. All right, we're going to hit Sakoshi with the flip here. So this will be 0 plus whatever the skirmish damage is. If there's a response, there should have been one before Mikhael did the flip, unless he managed to flip that plus 0 that I see at the top of his pile already. Maybe not. Now the question here is, do we attack Sakoshi or do we lead? As it stands right now, I'm going to go ahead and just double peek up here. That is not Sakoshi with the lead. It is one of the heroes over there in Dome number 4, so it is currently 1-1, but of course that means that Kichi just marches in and wins the Dome for Eric, if Habrat elects not to lead. Oh, no, he did not flip. Okay, I didn't think he flipped. So that will be 1 damage, Sakoshi to 14. So we are going for the attack. Okay, so this will be 4 plus a double flip for him. Looks like a +1 and a +0, so 5 more damage to Sakoshi. So now Kichi can kind of march into the dome, do some damage to Habrat, get control of the Scourge of Puido, and then proceed to wreak havoc on the remainder of Habrat's life. So Kichi is going to go ahead and move. Does he? Nope. Okay, we're going straight for the skirmish and the attack. Makes sense. All right, yes. Position yourself next to Habrat there, although it doesn't matter. You could replace it with Sakoshi, but you want to use Kichi. Kichi has more HP. We see a +2 there, so Habrat down to 16 HP for Mikhael there. Eric's Kichi moving in, wants to bring him low enough that Kichi can use Siphon and survive that. So we do see a +1 on the flip for Kichi's attack there. Mikhael's Habrat down to 12 HP now, which means that a Siphon will deal 6 damage, which would take Kichi down to 8 or Sakoshi down to 3, depending on who the Scourge of Puido replaces. All right, let's go ahead and do some lead control here. Kenwi led with a 3, so that tower is pressed up. Or excuse me, the token pressed up against the tower. Neither of those minions will move as they're both within 3 still. Of course, reminder that the minions only move once they're out of line of sight of the control token they were assigned to. Currently, that means... I did count. I forgot. There is Akla down there, but ultimately he doesn't matter. Poor Akla hiding out there doesn't matter. Control Zone 2 advances by 2 towards Eric there, as Ekrit and Shafathi were able to influence it. 2 minions will spawn for each, Mikhael deciding where exactly he wants that control zone placed. That does have a matter of influence. Which hexes will be 3 away from it, so there we go. Now we see 2 minions spawn for each of them in lane number 2. Be careful where you position this one, Eric, because no matter what you choose, Ekrit's coming for you. Doesn't really matter where you place them. It does matter, I should say. Ekrit can get them almost any direction, but you can make it so she has to position herself less than optimally in order to do so. If you drop the minion right there, good. That means that Ekrit basically has to go into the dome, or else needs to use a fast to get into position. Lane 3, absolutely nothing happens. We're just going to spawn 2 minions there and call it a day. Wonderful. Everyone's just kind of sitting out there having a picnic. Now for lane number 4. This is some contest that we need to take a look at. So, 2 heroes versus 1. We have a lead there. We have a gank lead, which is 3. And we have a Dragon Punch, which is also 3, which means that Eric wins Dome number 4 by 1. Who is going to be replaced? Habrat. All right, so let's take a look at how Scourge of Puido works once again, ladies and gentlemen. Replace a friendly hero into the dome and possess them. And so now we can do Reckless Fury, Spirit Siphon, and Relentless Pursuit. Cytheru, you are most likely about to die. In addition, we see that Kichi is going to take the possession in lane number 5. Habrat, you are also just about to die here. Mikhael, not going to be looking too strong heading into turn number 2 if everything happens as I imagine it. Of course, as I imagine things and how things turn out, usually complete opposites. So let's go ahead and activate the teal version first, as it is in Dome number 4. We will do this sequentially in order. Now, he is out of range of being able to attack anyone, so Cytheru might actually not die here. Unless you use the Skirmish, use the Siphon, and use the Reckless Swing, and hit, or I guess an attack here, and hit +3 on that effect. That would be the only way that that Cytheru from Mikhael is going to die. Unless, of course, we also just go for Ekrit. It could be the case that we just kill Ekrit. You can move, you can attack, and then if necessary, use the Fury Swing to kill her off as the Scourge of Puido. And using the Scourge of Puido's third special ability would give you fast for your hero. Relentless Pursuit does give fast to the possessed hero, so that could be useful starting in round number 2 with fast. But nope, we're going for Cytheru here, so let's see what's going to happen. We are going to use the Relentless Pursuit. You see that Eric is going to grab fast, so Habrat is now fast going into round number 2. I agree with this move there. We're going after Kenwi. Okay, did not see this coming. We are going to do something to Kenwi. I don't know what it is. It's Spirit Siphon. Okay, so that's going to cut Kenwi's HP in half, and Habrat takes the same amount of damage as well. So Kenwi to 9, Habrat to 9. Now, being adjacent to her illusion there, she should be able to dodge out. According to her card, she does not need line of sight to her illusion, only to be adjacent. So similar to Shillavi's Dance of the Predator, where you only need be adjacent, then Kenwi should be able to dodge out of the way. Unless I'm mistaken there. Maybe you can't. I could be wrong, though. I was wrong about Ekrit's ability, so probably wrong about this one as well. So we see 3 damage there to Kenwi from the attack. And then it may be that was the second attack, I think. Or no, that was the Reckless Fury. So unfortunately, +3 on the Reckless Fury for the 1 plus a flip damage to to Eric's Habrat. So Habrat, you saw, went down to 5 HP. Kenway went down to 4 HP as a result of the 3 plus a flip. And so the final effect here could be just a straight up attack. That seems to be likely to the case. Oh no, that's right. That was we already did all 3 things. Guess we can't do anything more there. So Kenway is now. Oh, and Kenway couldn't be. Oh, wait a minute. I had the abilities backward. That's our problem. Kenway you can't dodge out because she doesn't have line of sight of her illusion. Kenway being adjacent means she can't be targeted by the attacks. My apologies. All right, so that's what happened there. Okay, so Habrat. Now we're in dome number 5. I thought I was missing something there, and that's what I was missing. I had the abilities mixed up. So Habrat, Michael's Habrat down to 7 HP now. And Kichi down to, or Habrat going down to 4 HP. Kichi getting dropped down to 10. So we saw the, again, reckless swing there. And now finally an attack. Dead Habrat. All right, so that was a dead Habrat, or maybe not. Kichi lost another HP for... Or, okay, must have been adjusting from the reckless swing. So Habrat now dead. Of course, that means that Eric gets to draw 2 cards. And we'll see where Kichi respawns. Remember that the hero was possessed does respawn adjacent to wherever the Scourge of Puido ends. That's how we saw the Habrat for Eric spawn in the lane there. And we see now Kichi is going to spawn over there. So perhaps Kichi will go and influence lane number 3. So overall, a pretty eventful round there. Michael did gain an early control advantage. However, Eric responded with control of both domes, giving him a hero advantage. Now, Kenway, low at 4 HP, along with Ekrit, which means that Michael is in danger of losing several of his heroes here very quickly. Oh, nope, you have not taken tower damage, Michael. So, I think we're just cleaning up the board, finalizing the results, and then we get ready to move into round number 2. So as it stands, I think Michael did a good job defending both lanes 1 and 2 there, which means I think overall he'll be able to recover. Even if he loses 2 heroes, he may have a small setback on the control, as long as he can deal damage such that Michael isn't completely left out in the dust when his hero dies. I think that Eric will not be able to push his advantage into something that is unrecoverable. Habrat, as we can see, Eric's Habrat is sitting at 5 hit points at the moment, so if we can get an activation there, we can kill off Habrat fairly easily. Kenway might want to go and activate here, skirmish, attack, and kill Habrat. That is a possibility. Cytheru might also opt to move out into the lane, attack. Hard to say. That would put Cytheru kind of vulnerable, and you don't really want to do that when he's their only person, aside from Shafathi, who's not bleeding out. Speaking of Shafathi's just kind of chilling out there in the cover hex by the tower. Not really a whole lot going on for him just yet. I suspect that we'll see him activate a little bit later in the round, as we might want to let another hero get a little bit more in range to where he is. As it stands right now, the Scourge of Puido is sitting on top of Shafathi's illusion, which means Shafathi is not able to teleport there right now, so Shafathi would have to burn at least a worship action to reposition the token, and then possibly a skirmish and an attack if he so chose to teleport. On the other hand, we also have Ekrit, who could continue pushing that advantage in lane number 2, possibly doing some light tower damage if Ekrit goes into the dome and offers herself as a sacrifice to the god Eric. And then from Eric's perspective, we still have a number of heroes. Sakoshi is, of course, at a reasonable healthy state. Kichi at a reasonably healthy state. Not likely that either of them go down unless they go and present themselves as a nice juicy target. So, plenty of options for our players here. I do think that we will see Eric do some sort of response to the center lane, as that is starting to apply a little bit of pressure there. You can see 4 minions to his 2. Not the situation that you want to be in this early in the game, as once the tower does explode, you do no longer get minions in that lane for the rest of the game. Obviously, there's very likely not going to see tower destruction this round. All right, Ekrit is going to activate. So Ekrit is going to go ahead and move. Will she do an attack? Okay. Going to attack here. Hit Habarat for 2 plus the flip. Let's see what we get on the flip. Is there a response from Eric? There is not, so +1, so that's 3 damage. Brings Habarat to 2. Do we see perhaps a... and I just see in the chat, Habarat has been reported for feeding. He's only died once and already getting the report, so just 9x him, unfortunately. All right, we see Michael declaring a skirmish. +1. No, not what Michael wants to see. Habarat will survive with... Oh, no, that was a +0. Okay, I must have misseen that there. So Habarat will not take any damage there. Are you able to show a power card? Based on that movement there, I don't think that's likely. Although Kenwi, of course, still does have line of sight to Habarat. She may opt to strike him down with a migraine or with something of that nature, but not going to happen before the end of activation. So now Eric has to decide, do I activate my Habarat before he dies? No! Habarat plays lifesteal, so Habarat is not going to die. So we're going to go ahead and skirmish here. Do you skirmish against Kenwi? Looks to be the case. Okay, so we're going to skirmish against Kenwi. This will do 0 plus the flip, and Kenwi does have 1 armor. So we have +1 there. Habarat does heal 1 HP, because even though Kenwi does not take damage, lifesteal is based on the amount of damage that you would do, which is calculated before armor. You cannot attack Kenwi because she is adjacent to her illusion, so that has to be undone. Will he perhaps just attack the Scourge of Puido? You could attack the Scourge and get a whole bunch of life off of that. Ultimately, maybe not the greatest play in the world, but it does give you 4 plus some flips, so it would boost you to a minimum of 7 HP. Instead, we're going to go ahead and move. You could also opt to move back and get in range of either one of the illusions or the minions and attack one of them. Lifesteal would still proc off of killing that. So let's see, where does Habarat go to? Anywhere is good, really. Nope, not just yet. Kenwi is going to play Exhaustion. Oh dear. So, Habarat did have fast from his activation as the Scourge last round. We have now turned that into a slow, which means that Habarat is not going to be able to move 5 squares, or hexes, not squares, but rather simply 1. And so now, based on that positioning, we're going to attack a minion for 2++. Let's see what we get on the flip there. +1 and a +2, so that is 6 damage. So normally we would say very dead minion, kind of an overkill, but because the lifesteal card was in effect, 6 HP will be restored to Habarat, bringing him up to 9. This means that Habarat much more difficult to kill than he was previously. So overall, very effective use of the lifesteal card from Eric to make sure that Michael is not easily going to kill his heroes. In this case now, I give Eric a little bit stronger of a board position, I think, just due to the fact that Michael is not going to be able to respond as easily with kills. Of course, Michael still does have 3 heroes to activate, 2 of whom deal piercing damage, though against... Actually, piercing doesn't make any difference at all because every single one of Eric's heroes has 0 armor. So without an impervious card, that does not matter. All right, Kenwi is going to go ahead and skirmish. Dealing +1 damage there to Habarat, I believe. +2 damage. Okay, so we did get rid of the predicted card there from the illusion, and then we're going to attack Hobrat. So even if he is a little bit harder to kill, that's not going to stop Kenwee from trying. So we do see a +0 on the attack flip. Hobrat down to 4 HP for Eric there. Do you have 2 Shatter Mines that you can play through Kenwee just to kill Hobrat? I feel like you don't, because if you did, you would have just used Eckert to kill him when she was adjacent to him before. So setting up for a potential Cytheru play. And Cytheru does not have his illusion out, I believe, so you cannot channel through the illusion there. Nope, it doesn't look like it, so... Alright, Kenwee is moving over there. What is Michael's final play? Does he get in range of the control token? As it stands right now, Kenwee is not influencing any area of control. And with 1 hero down, Michael does need to be judicious about how his heroes are able to influence the control areas of the map. Also needing to be concerned about this current position, as Kenwee is now no longer adjacent to her illusion, she is vulnerable to attacks. And unlike Michael, Eric does care about piercing, as Kenwee does have an armor. Armor does not matter against Cytheru nor Kichi, and Cytheru can get in line of sight with her with a single move action. Alright, so finally we're going to go ahead and move, so Kenwee is going to jump right into Cytheru's line of sight. But she is within 3 range of her illusion, which means that if she gets attacked and does not die, which seems unlikely now that I think about this with 4 HP left, then it is possible that she can dodge out into that cover hex. So Michael, I think, banking on not getting blown up by a Cytheru illusion enhanced spell card, or by Eric not hitting a plus modifier on the attack flip. As we see, it pretty much looks like we're going to activate Cytheru here. Eric is going to attack the yellow Kenwee with a piercing attack here. This is going to do 3+. 0! Okay, so Kenwee actually lives with 1 HP. And now Kenwee is going to do what I hate her the most for. Dodge out of the line of sight. Does she dodge backward into lane 4 or into the cover hex? Yes, into the cover hex. That makes much more sense. Otherwise, you just follow that up with a skirmish, pursue her, or just play a power card and kill her. With this positioning, Kenwee should be safe from basically everyone not named Akla. Alright, so now Eric is going to go ahead and skirmish, move into the dome, and unfortunately, Kenwee is no longer an option, but Eckert most definitely is. So Eckert is now going to take 0+ piercing damage on the flip here. +1 from the Shattermind. Eckert to from 4 to 3 HP. Now, of course, going to back 1 up using Kenwee's projection ability to further retreat from the line of sight, and also to get out of... and there's the Shattermind. So Cytheru's Shattermind does not matter. Eckert has been deleted. That will deal 4 damage as the illusion is out on the field. Eckert respawns in round number 4. Eric gets to draw 2 more cards. Michael's hero advantage continues to dwindle. And we're going to lead in the dome. So, most likely we're going to see another double dome play here from Eric. Michael only has Cytheru and Shafathi left to activate at this point. So, we could see a dead Cytheru on Eric's side. That is a possibility based on what has left to activate. But I think that Eric may want to start pushing up lane number 3 there. You can send one of your heroes, kill a minion, and just sit there, win 3-1, push the tower up, and then start dealing damage to Michael in round 3. Alright, let's see what else we have going on here. So we have an attack skirmish lead. That will conclude Eric's Cytheru's turn. Very well done. Ekrit will respawn in round number 4. So now Mikhael has to decide between his 2 mages. Now, of course, Habrat is down at 4 HP, so it could be the case that Mikhael simply steps out into the lane, blasts Habrat, and finishes him off. Or he may opt to work down Cytheru and then pivot if we kill off Cytheru in time. We'll see what Mikhael's strategy here. But I think one way or the other, Mikhael needs to get someone off the field, as Kenwi is not in a good position. Move and skirmish does put Kenwi in line of sight of Akla, so if Eric so chooses, you can simply, actually you could also just simply skirmish worship and attack Kenwi. That's also an option. And that's probably what we'll see Akla go for now that I run the possibilities through my mind. So, this is going to be a little bit dicey here for Mikhael, I think. Now, of course, turn 3 does flip the game around, as there are tons of Soul Screams, Wind Blasts, and other magic cards that both players are going to start flinging around, so careful positioning this round is going to be vital for next round. Mikhael needs to make sure that he holds on to this pressure that he's created without losing his heroes, so that he's able to set up and mount a counteroffensive once Habrat appears in round number 3. Meanwhile, for Eric, as I mentioned already, he's going to be able to continue to push his advantages. Deleting minions in lane number 3 seems like a good call. You cannot be contested there by Mikhael without commitment of a significant amount of resources. And so the right side of the map seems to be Eric's for the taking. Again, I think you move Sakoshi perhaps into the dome or into the lane, kill off a minion, and then skirmish back into the dome, perhaps. That way you can just further push the dome, the center lane, back towards Mikhael, maintain control of the Scourge of Puido. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. So Mikhael is going to skirmish. So Cytheru is going to go. All right, we're going for that kill against Habrat. Flipping against Habrat here will deal 1 damage. So Cytheru is able to kill Habrat if Mikhael has a Shattermind. Does Mikhael bring down the Shattermind? Or the Nope, Migraine only does 2 damage. You need to use a worship action. Nope, we're just going to attack him. All right. Fair enough. This is going to guarantee a dead Habrat. Ah, no, that's not where you want to see a +3 when you did not need it. That is unfortunate. All right, so Eric's Habrat will respawn in turn number 4. Mikhael gets to draw 2 cards as a result. That's going to help out. So the hero count currently is on the battlefield. 4 heroes for Eric, 3 for Mikhael. So Cytheru from Mikhael has 1 remaining AP left. I'm not sure what you want to use it on. You're currently outside of the line of influence. I guess you could move back into the dome, but the problem is Cytheru for Eric is leading, which means that seems to be unlikely to be useful. You could potentially move 1 unit forward. That would get you in line of sight of the control token. Akla would not be able to both super defend the lane. Ah, okay, well. Habrat playing Lifesteal. That must have just been a pickup there from Eric because Habrat's dead, so he must have been just cleaning up the cards. So that could be a potential, is that Cytheru just advances 1 hex forward, and Akla will have to choose between protecting lane 1 or killing Kenwi. I mean, obviously our viewers will know by now that my option would always be to kill Kenwi, even if maybe not necessarily the most optimal play. It definitely helps because that also removes her illusion from the field, which means that people in Dome number 4 will not be able to dance around the damage that you put on them. Also, it has the bonus, it will release some pressure on the second control hex for Eric. So we'll see what he opts to do here. You could also potentially worship. If you worship, then you can bring in the Skytear illusion. Perhaps you have some power cards. You might want to play those and start damaging Akla, set him up for a Shafathi assassination. That could be something useful to see. All depends on what cards are in their hand. And we are going to see a worship. Okay, very good. So, worship action does come down. Positions right there, dead center. Of course, Skytear's illusion does give him +1 effect to its damage when he is in line of sight. And projected heroes may play their power cards as though they were in the same hex as the illusion. So, doesn't really matter here unless Mikhael wants to go and snipe a minion with like a migraine or something. Otherwise, if we're just going to go ahead and target Akla, perhaps maybe using a migraine to disarm him might be beneficial. Although with 1 HP, with Kenwi having 1 HP and there being no zeros, -1s in Eric's deck, you would still have enough damage to kill her, even with a 0 flip. So that doesn't seem to be as beneficial there. We're going to take back that worship. Okay, we're not going to worship. We're going to unpray to whoever the yellow god is. I should read more lore. I would know who the yellow god, the names of the yellow gods. Oh well. We'll just call him the big old Nupton. Or the no, we don't want to do that. Nope, that's a bad idea if we do that. Bad commander. That is not what we want to do there. Okay. So let's see. I wonder if we move Skytear into lane number 2 just to help influence the control zone, because control 1 is fairly well pushed up. Akla most likely defends it. If Kenwi dies, then we would have a stalemate in lane 2. Lane 3 almost certainly going to go in Eric's favor. Yep, there we go. We are going to actually move and influence lane number 2. So currently a 4-2 lead. Now, interestingly enough, Shafathi may set it up so that we have the Great Wall of Mikhael formed here on Thrilane, which would make Scourge of Puido extremely inefficient. You'd have to burn at least 2 actions just to be able to get outside the dome and hit somebody based on where Skytear's positioning is. Of course, again, Akla could just come in and go for the kill. We'll see what happens. And of course, during this time, since we do have a few down things, and I think I've exhausted the current analysis at the moment, just a few community reminders here. Of course, please be sure to get your painted minion submissions in for Buggerlug's painting contest. There are top prizes of OP kits being made available for first place, as well as Ashen OP kits for honorable mentions as determined by PvP Geeks. Your submission deadline for that is November 30th. We also have the next episode of Outsiders Only recorded, and we'll talk about that later. So Sakoshi is slowly making his way across the lane, apparently nursing a limping foot from earlier damage. Albarat apparently gouged him. Making his way into the center lane now. I assume we're going to see him attack some minions, potentially do a quick shot. We see the attack come down. Targeting that minion right there. Makes sense. Dead minion. As Mikhael has nobody in lane 1 right now to defend it. So we're going to go ahead and flip 2 against the minion. I assume? Question mark? Yep, there's the flip. +0/+0 does not matter. Dead minion. So, minion is off the field. So now, currently, Eric is winning that lane 4-2. All right, so Sakoshi is going to skirmish over there. That makes me think that a quick shot is coming out, or 2. At which case, the control zone might actually fly within range of damaging Mikhael's tower now. based on that positioning. All right, next activation for Mikhael. So the final activation here is Shafathi. So what is Shafathi going to do? Shafathi, I don't think, can kill Habrat. Move, skirmish attack, double Shattermind would be sufficient if he hits high enough on the flips. But that seems a little unlikely there. Also, it's actually extremely unlikely as there are no Shatterminds in Mikhael's deck. So, hard to Shattermind somebody whenever you don't actually have it. There are Migraines and there are Nightmares Incarnate, but as Nightmares Incarnate and Migraine are both 2 mana cards, I don't see any way to deal enough damage. You would be able to do 9 damage with both 3s on skirmish and attack, plus 3 from the Migraine, or 3 from the Nightmares Incarnate, excuse me, which is 12. Not enough damage to kill Habrat, or excuse me, kill Cytheru. I apologize for keep getting everyone's names mixed up. So Cytheru not going to die. Scourge of Puido will come onto the field. Now, unless Shafathi potentially goes in there to contest it, in which case, now that doesn't make any sense because then Akala just simply walks in and adds to the control value. So I feel like Shafathi needs to lay down some damage onto Cytheru, and then potentially skirmish out into the lane, perhaps. That seems to be one of the best bets, because as we mentioned, the illusion token for Shafathi is currently underneath the Scourge of Puido, which means he cannot do his skirmish swap. All right, back to additional community announcements. As I mentioned, we do have the next Outsiders Only video recorded. Zergel is currently taking care of the final audio scrubbing and all that fancy works, processing work, and we will have that available, we're thinking, tomorrow afternoon for you guys. I believe our scheduled release date is, or release time, is 12 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. GMT plus 2, I believe is what we scheduled it for. So please do look for, or GMT plus 1, I guess, at this point now. I was thinking in Italy's time, and they're down to GMT plus 1, so somewhere around there. We will, of course, give you a notification when the content does drop in the channel. Please do tune in as we talk with Rafa Nunez. All right, we'll talk about what we talked about with Rafa in just a second. So Shafathi is going to go ahead and move somewhere over there. We are going to influence lane number 2 here, so the Scourge is going to be able to cut a path fairly easily to Mikhael's heroes. We'll see how that ends up affecting the overall turn. Mikhael is going to lead from the deck. And do we see him do a worship action? Perhaps to move the token? Indeed we do. So that worship token is going to get out of underneath the Scourge of Puido. Where does it go, though? Somewhere out in the middle? Okay. Very nice. All right, so the Scourge now not likely to cover that one up. And the reason that it's important to position it there is in case the Scourge did end somewhere along the dome perimeters. Whenever you respawn, you could not simply just drop the respawning hero, or I shouldn't say respawning, but repositioned hero on top of the illusion. All right, Akala is going to activate now, so I think we now go to see, do we kill Kenwi? Oh, yes, we do. I see that green hand going right over Kenwi, which means she is in trouble. We're going to go ahead and move. First action. Oh, no, we're not. That's the wrong hero. There we go. We're going to go ahead and move. We're going to worship. Oh, no. Wait, what? We're going to skirmish. That wasn't a skirmish. That was 3 movements. Okay, we're going into this lane. All right, so now we're going to go and attack Shafathi for 0+. Okay, so there we go. Eric just forgot to click the movement. That's fine. And now, attack Shafathi or lead from somewhere. I know, believe me, I understand, Eric. I want you to kill Kenwi too, but unfortunately, you cannot see her right now. And we're going to lead from hand, deck. Let's see where it comes from. Looking likely to be the hand at this point, as it was. If it was from the deck, you'd probably have seen it been dragged out. So, that's going to stop Mikhael from total annihilation of the tower. If he matches Shafathi's lead with Akla, that should result in only the minions dying. Looks like it is a lead from the deck. No, it looks like it is a lead from the hand there. That should mean only, well, let's see. Yep, the minions would cancel each other. Shafathi and Kenwi are both there. And so that would mean only the minions die. All right. Finally, Kichi is going to skirmish. Kichi's going to attack. We're going to slow push lane number 3. I expect then we'll see that Kichi moves back into the dome to get control of Scourge numero dos. Or you might just lead and just hard push the lane. Nope, we're going back into the dome. We want that Scourge. Makes sense. Because now you can take the Scourge, cut down some of the minions that are about to respawn in lane 1, and set up for round number 3. All right, let's go ahead and do some math. So, in lane number 1, looks like Eric wins by 1. So we kill off 1 minion. Control zone still in his area. Respawn minions here. That's going to bring us to 4-3 minions in Eric's favor. So the lane will start pushing against Mikhael naturally if he doesn't do anything. Again, waiting to see where Eric spawns his minions, as minion positioning and spawning is important in this game. All right, we see that there. Lane number 2. Now it's time to do some math here. So we do see a 3 lead from Eric. We see a 3 lead from Mikhael. So those two are going to wash each other out. So that means Mikhael wins 4-2. The minions do die, but no tower damage as a result. And the control zone, of course, does get slammed up against the tower. Going to spawn more minions. So now lane number 2 is starting to look like where we're going to have the breach here. Unlike traditional MOBAs where we might have a split push, we're going to just hard commit everybody into lane number 2. Now, lane number 3, on the other hand, is going to start to slow push. That's 1 control point towards Mikhael now. Excuse me. In favor of Eric, pushing towards Mikhael would be the proper way to say that. So now, deletes the other remaining minion, and now we just kind of slow roll this here. Eric is now winning 4-2 in this lane. So unless Mikhael does something to respond, that will start pushing heavily against his tower. Now, as it stands, 4-2 means that with 2 minions on the field, no tower damage will be incurred, but we're about to see double Scourge of Puido action. So we have the teal Scourge again in dome number 4, and the red Scourge in dome number 5, replacing Cytheru and Kichi, respectively. I don't expect to see a Siphon coming out from either of them. I do... Actually, I do wonder what you do here, because you have to burn 2 things to... Okay, no, that... Oh, no, those are minions. That's not... Okay. Yep, you can move through there. So now we move here, and now Kenwi just dies. So the first action was, I assume, the Relentless Pursuit in order to give Cytheru fast, though perhaps not. We now see Kenwi being targeted. I assume this is with an attack. There's really no reason to use Reckless Fury. All right, dead Kenwi. Although perhaps he did. Maybe he wants to save the double flip for somebody else. Oh, and a 0 on the flip. Okay, so he did use Reckless Fury to kill Kenwi there. Cytheru does take 1 damage. Eric's Cytheru down to 13 HP. That was best case scenario for Eric's deck. Now, Scourge does have his attack, so this will be 3 plus a double flip. See what happens here. Kenwi joins the Mountain of Heroes that are going to be respawning in turn number 4, excuse me. And we see 0 and a +1 on the flip. That's 4 damage to Cytheru. Mikhael's Cytheru now down to 10 HP. Overall, Eric, I think, is pretty good, pretty happy with that play. Cytherio is going to respawn into the cover hex. Doesn't really matter with Cytherio right there. You can see him anyways. So Cytherio is there, going to be, high-fiving each other. What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Boom, boom. Everyone's now going to see lightning flash, and we're all going to kill each other. At least that's imagine what Cytherio sounds like. I'm probably totally wrong. Someone from the lore tell me. All right. Red Scourge activating now. So we're going to go over here, attack a minion. I assume, again, potentially using the move fast ability to give Kichi fast. Not sure that it really makes too much of a difference here. We're going to go ahead, attack a minion. Dead. Oh, no, that's not where you want to see the ultimates go. Killed off the minion with an ultimate. I didn't see whose it was, but I saw the +3 on the minion, or on the yellow card, so that was somebody's ultimate. Very dead minion. You do have one action left at this point. I'm not sure what you want to do with it. You can't kill any more minions. There are no heroes within range to attack. Perhaps you just move back into the dome so that Kichi has a more favorable respawning position. I'm not sure. Difficult to say. Maybe you just leave him there and pass the next one. Nope, we're going to go ahead and move to right there. And then Kichi's going to spawn out in the open. I feel like you want to move over one more so that Kichi can spawn in a cover hex. Because otherwise, Kichi is going to be facing down a very, very angry Habrat. And you don't really want that on turn 3. Turn 3, we might see Blades of Lightning come out. And in that case, somebody might die very, very quickly if they're within Habrat's range. So, not really what you want to do with a mage. Especially a mage that's only at 9 HP. Alright. While we talk about that, let's talk about what we're going to talk about with Rafa Nunes. So, we brought Rafa onto the Outsiders Only podcast, talking a little bit about his experience with helping develop the Brazilian scene, talking about his experience as one of the members that have founded the team challenges, Team USA versus Team Brazil, and prior to that, Team Italy versus Team Brazil. We talked a little bit about that. And then finally, of course, we talked about Forhild, the White Shade, the final remaining hero from the Endless Sun expansion that does come out next Friday. Woo! New expansion, new heroes, new cards. Of course, these cards are not legal in tournament play until the Last Chance qualifier in mid-December. But we will, I'm sure, bring you several casual games as our top qualified players start practicing with the new cards, start trying to figure out new ways to break the game and come up with some absurdly powerful combinations. I will endeavor to bring you a mixture of competitive Skytear as well as informative Skytear as we see the players trying those new cards and abilities out. So please do tune into that. As I mentioned, we are planning to drop that around 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And we hope that you enjoy the episode. On behalf of Zergel and Ryan, who could not be here with us tonight. All right, so Habrat is now respawning at the end of round number 2. Let's take stock here of the hero count. Currently, the hero count is Mikhael 3, Eric 4. That 3, of course, does include the newly respawning Habrat. Have to see exactly where he's going to position, thanks to where the red Scourge ended up. Kichi is not readily targetable by Habrat. With a fast, you could get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would need a fast and a skirmish to get in range of Kichi. Of course, that does open you up for the disarm from an exhaustion play or from a Nightmares Incarnate in the meantime. And so we're not even going to bother with the grumpy old man, it looks like. Although positioning him there does seem to indicate that Eric is just going to get free reign on lane 5. So I would not be surprised to see Kichi do something similar to what he did last time. Pop into lane 3, kill a minion, pop back into Dome 5, regain control of the Scourge and then do something else with the Scourge, perhaps in the center. Mikhael looks like he's going to be committing a lot of resources to the third and to the left side of our field there. Lane number 2, the center lane, lane number 1, and possibly the right-hand dome. So one of the things that our players are thinking about here is the different strategy that's required on Thrilane versus Ashen Pass versus Thrilane, as we call it here. What works on Thrilane, Ashen Pass, doesn't necessarily work here on the Thrilane map because you have a lot more area to cover. You have significantly more cover hexes to deal with, although we haven't really seen cover hexes play too much of a role this game, I don't think. The more important thing, I think, is that there are 5 control zones to worry about, and so once you're down a hero, it is impossible to have your heroes influence all of them. Very, very nice management of the waves by our players. Mikhael pressing hard on lane 2, Eric getting that slow push in lane number 3, and the gentlemen both doing a good job of kind of volleying back and forth in the center. Eric has, of course, gotten double dome activations both times here. He has used the Scourges to fairly good effect there. We did see several kills on there. Obviously, unfortunate that the Tamer is not in play here. Otherwise, this game would have wrapped up really quickly. So, we are now on round 3, the round of ultimates, wind blasts, and okay, so we're going to activate here. Attacking, looks like we are attacking. Skytear has activated here, so Mikhael Skytear is going to attack the green Habarat, or the green Skytear there, so it's going to be 3 damage piercing, 0 on the flip. That brings 4 damage? Did he play something down here that I missed? No. Why did that do 4 damage? I don't know. Okay, interesting. I must have missed something there. Is there an illusions ability that I'm forgetting? Let's see. Nope. All right, we see the skirmish action against him as well. Skytear for Eric down to 7. Nope, don't look like I'm missing anything here. I have no idea why he took 4 damage. Okay. Skytear for Mikhael now going to skirmish into the dome so that green Skytear cannot launch an immediate counterattack without moving into the dome. Perhaps we might see some magic cards played in response to any potential movement from the green Skytear as a result. The final action, does Mikhael worship and bring his illusion out into lane number 2 and try to blast someone? Although I guess now you've lost line of sight of Skytear, so... Well, with the illusion, since you cast as though you're in there, okay, we're taking that back, so we're not even going to worry about that. Leaving him right there. Does he simply maybe just project his illusion? Well, you couldn't, right, because projection is the ability there, so you would not be able to actually play it through the token if you were in the dome, so that would make sense to not do that there. Shafathi, of course, could play it, but if you're looking to use an action card, then you would not be able to do it if Skytear was in the dome. Green Skytear is sitting at 7 HP, so you would need some combined effort from 2 heroes in order to bring him down. Final Judgment, Skytear's ultimate, could possibly come out into play here. That does 4 damage to each enemy hero hit on the battlefield. It can be placed anywhere. We're going to skirmish over there. Okay. This would now allow Mikhael to summon the illusion and potentially do some damage with that. Nope, we're just going to lead. Okay, so we're going to lead from the deck. Alright, so. Wait. Mikhael has led whenever he's out of range of the control zone. That is interesting. Mikhael does not, as far as I know, have a... Oh, are we going to see a chasm play, perhaps? Mikhael may use a chasm to knock himself into range. All right, meanwhile, we see that Skytear, green Skytear, is skirmishing against yellow Skytear, so that's 1 damage there. Now, Skytear is going to play Soul Scream. So Soul Scream, very powerful attack. hits 3 hexes in front of you, which means both Shafathi and Cytheru are going to get hit by this. Soul Scream deals 4 plus a flip. And I guess we're going to hit the Scourge of Puido as well. So Scourge of Puido's HP token on the field now. So this thing is going to do a lot of damage here. 4 damage plus a flip plus 1. So 5 damage to Yellow Cytheru, Yellow Shafathi, and the Scourge of Puido. So Scourge of Puido to 13, Mikhael Cytheru to 4, Mikhael Shafathi to 13. Very effective use of Soul Scream. Just a shame that there was no Psychic Vampirism, because that would have been awesome. Alright, now, Green Cytheru is going to attack. I assume Yellow Cytheru, because he is within kill range here. +1 on the flip does finish Mikhael Cytheru off. Is that the play? Mikhael seems to have a response, though. Maybe not. We're pointing something. I'm not sure what we're pointing at here. This is the one downside of not being in the same channel. I have no idea what they're pointing at. I'm pretty sure Michael's not saying, wow, look at how shiny this dome electricity is. Nope. Okay, so Cytheru was going to play dodge. That's what it was. It was not a chasm, it was a dodge. So we're now going to dodge into there. So that still puts you out of range of the control token, but it does make it so that you don't die. Finally now, Green Cytheru is going to move. Does he move back into the dome, I wonder? Try to regain control of position number 4? Or do you put your Cytheru in range of damage and influence the control token there? Nope, we're going to go ahead and run back into the dome. And of course, again, Green Cytheru does have fast, having been possessed by the Scourge of Puido last round. And using the, what's it called? Relentless Pursuit ability. So, Green Cytheru is tucked back in the corner. Of course, Shafathi is able to pursue him if he so chooses. It would be a bit difficult to get there. You would have to burn both move and skirmish. But given that Cytheru only has 7 HP, if you're confident in your flips, you might be willing to risk that. Or, of course, if you have something that allows you to attack him twice. If you have a... See, does Mikhael have Unstoppable? Mikhael does not have Unstoppable. That is a tragedy. Mikhael does have Twister of Souls as a possibility, and his own wind blasts to think about. Of course, now that we're in round 3, it might also be worth getting Shafathi into position to activate Shafathi's ultimate flashback and get a second activation. Mikhael would certainly need this, as he is currently down on heroes. So that would be a possibility for activation there. Not entirely certain what the strategy is. Or do we just go with Habarat? See, the problem with Habarat is Habarat comes in at a really bad time because there's really nothing for him to do. As a melee hero and respawning all the way back there, he can run into the dome, sure, but he can't really get to anybody. If he has fast, however, that does change things. You could get to either Cytheru or Kichi, and with an attack, you could cut them down. Potentially, of course. We'll see what happens. All right, we are going to move here with Shafathi. So 1, 2, 3, we are going into the dome. Looks like we're going to skirmish next, I assume. Yep. All right, we're going to go and try to kill Cytheru. Let's see how this plays out. Does Eric have a response to the skirmish? Looks like there may be a response coming down. Oh, there's a... Wait. Okay, Oculus playing a sinkhole. So that's the problem, like I mentioned with the TTS mod. Kichi is not, in fact, leading with a 3, unlike what the screen flashed up. Cytheru is going to play a sinkhole. So, sinkhole is now on the field. We see right there, Eric is drawing the effective AoE of the sinkhole, so people are about to go flying everywhere, and I think Shafathi is likely about to get kicked into the lane, or are we just going to kind of hold him right there? So Sinkhole, we'll go ahead and move this up real quick just so you can take a look at what we have. Oh no. Oh no. Place the AoE on target hex within 2 hexes. You may move each hero hit with 1 hex. So if we opt not to move... Oh, I guess you can't actually move Shafathi because there's minions and Akla holding him down there. Which means nobody's going anywhere. Also, Mikhael is very upset right now and would like to make an open letter to the Neri brothers that says, "Fix Nupton, you biased Italians." I'm not sure how this is a requirement to fix Nupton when that was a green card that just ruined you. Nevertheless, Shafathi now kind of stuck. So Shafathi cannot really do anything except lead here. I don't know what the plan is, but Shafathi's not going to do too much here. We do see someone being pinged. Are we playing a spell card here, potentially, to deal some damage to Skytear? Yes, we are. 3 damage. Was that a Shattermind? Nightmares Incarnate? It had to be a Nightmares Incarnate. And, wait, what? How did that happen? I'm not sure how you managed to just do that. Okay. Something just happened there, and I'm not sure what, that allowed Skytear to be moved over and take damage. In any case, it looks like Skytear died, so I apologize. I missed something, but I'm not sure what I missed exactly. Skytear has died for Eric, and that's going to reduce the hero count even further onto the field. And so now we have 3 heroes on the side of... we have 3 heroes on the side of each player. One of whom, for Mikhael, is not influencing anyone. All right, we're going to go ahead and activate here. Sakoshi coming in to avenge Skytear here, it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and skirmish. Oh, and a +3! No, that is a +3. Yeah, that's Kichi's ultimate. Curse of Years. I didn't recognize it because nobody plays Kichi. Which is a sad thing because I love Kichi. Great guy. All right, so +3 damage on the skirmish. That brings Yellow Shafathi's HP down to 10. We see now an attack out of Sakoshi. That'll be 3 plus double flip. We did see a +2 on the flip there. And so therefore that's 5 damage. Shafathi now down to 5 HP from Mikhael. So getting low. Akla could potentially go for the kill now, I think. We might see that. Kichi is a little bit far away to influence even Dome number 4 at this position there, and especially with the Scourge blocking his way, even a fast makes it so that he's not able to get any further than Control Zone 1, so I don't see Kichi coming over to help. Plus, he's, as we mentioned, he's an old guy, you know. You don't want to push him to run the whole way over. Just let him, you know, walk outside of his dome porch, blow up a minion for going against him, watch him scream, "Get off my property!" As apparently is done the case. Again, you know, stereotyping, I assume that's what Kichi sounds like. And then moving back in and claiming the Scourge again. So, we're going to see Sakoshi finish with a lead. All right, so Eric really wants that Scourge. And I mean, really, why not? Like, Eric has been using the Scourges to pretty heavy effects here. He's been killing heroes every single round. No reason to let up on the pressure because, as we know, dead heroes can't lead. They also can't attack or defend. So, cleaning off the board of heroes is certainly a way to victory. Now, the way I see it here, Habarat for Mikhael, what does Habarat do? Habarat is the final activation for Mikhael this round. And he can't really do much. Potentially you go and influence the middle lane, I think. Move, skirmish, and a lead. That seems to be the best play here because I think Akla is going to focus on trying to kill Shafathi and defend lane number 2. That seems to be what Akla would be used for. Kichi, of course, not able to make his way over here to the field. So we'll see what happens. Wait, what? Okay, so I think we are playing with the rule that once a hero dies, if they would respawn in turn 5 or later, then they just don't respawn at all. And since we are in round 3 and Cytheru did die after activating, that would mean that he respawns in round 5. So I guess Cytheru has been eliminated from the game. Unlucky. No final judgments for Eric. Or at least from his side of the field. So this could ultimately just come down to last hero standing and how do the lanes push. Kenwi, Ekrit, and Habarat will respawn as they were killed and resurrecting in turn number 4. So they will come back next turn, but after that, it looks like we will have no more resurrection. So if Shafathi dies here, having activated, I think that means that he is also permanently deleted. Alright, so Habarat is going to play the gank. So this is actually something I didn't consider. Gank is a card that we have never seen in competitive play just because it's just really niche. So Gank is a 3-mana red card that allows you to place the caster in any cover hex on the battlefield. So as you see, Habarat appears all the way over there. We are now going to worship and summon our illusion, and oh no. Here comes potentially a Blades of Lightning. Oh boy. If this is a Blade of Lightning, Sakoshi is about to get killed instantly. Might actually just still die here anyway. So a skirmish action is going to result in no damage. That's okay. Now we're going to see, I assume, the attack action come out, or do we just see the Blades of Lightning? Oh, wait, we can't see Blades of Lightning. We already saw the gank. Duh. So we will see an attack here. That will deal 5 plus 2 flips, so Sakoshi cannot die in this stage unless Shafathi aids him with some sort of a reaction card. But it will bring Sakoshi dangerously low. Oh, okay, we're just going to lead. Never mind. Sakoshi will end up getting deep sixed by the outsider unless Eric manages to tie or wrest control of the dome. And given that Shafathi is at 5, the easiest way to do this now would just be to move Akla in and pew, 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 pew until Shafathi's dead. Ooh, could we see a Coma Toxin? Hey, there's a possibility. Akla's ultimate executing people that are below half of their maximum hit points if they are adjacent to a pillar. Ooh. Alright, let's see what happens. Looks like we might be going for some assassination here. So, going to skirmish in, targeting Shafathi here. This will be 0 plus the flip against Shafathi. That is a +1 on the flip there, so Shafathi to 4 HP. And nope, no Coma Toxin today. Unlucky. So, we're going to attack. This will be 3 plus. And I see enough to kill Shafathi. So, Shafathi, dead. That will eliminate Shafathi, and assuming that we're not doing the respawning, which I think seems to be the case here, that means that Shafathi has been eliminated from the game. So each player down to a total now of 4 heroes. And in this situation here, not looking so good for Mikhael with Cytheru down to 4 HP. If he loses Cytheru as well, this is going to be a big uh-oh. Alright, so we're going to see a lead there. So again, assuming both players lead with 3s, that means Scourge of Puerto comes out. And Habarat might be in trouble. So, Akla and Sakoshi both can't eat. Well, Akla could, I guess, eat the Scourge Siphon damage, because that would deal 9. So, that will be interesting. Do you bring Habarat dangerously low at the risk of basically sacrificing your character? That's a good question. We'll have to answer that in just a little bit, because now, Old Man Kichi, make your move. Kichi is going to play another gank. So Kichi is... Wait, what? Okay, we're just abandoning lane 3. We're teleporting over here. Oh, boy. Goodbye, Cytheru. So Kichi is going to play the gank now, teleporting over here. And Cytheru is going to go ahead and just die. This is basically all we can say about this. Cytheru with 4 HP here. Kichi will have the skirmish and the attack actions, both able to deal enough damage. We see a 1 on the flip there. That is a +1. Cytheru is down. So the first action there was the attack action for Kichi, killing off Cytheru. So now I think we just go ahead and skirmish and influence the control zone, perhaps. And Mikhael says, don't let your heroes die, folks. Very, very wise words. As the immortality has run out for these heroes. Now, of course, Mikhael will get 2 heroes to respawn in round 4, but Eric will also get his Habarat back as well. So now we see Kichi moving. Again, remember that Kichi was gifted fast from the activation of the Scourge of Purito at the end of turn 2, and so is able to move 5 units. Finally, we're going to go ahead and lead. This is going to dramatically push the control token away from Eric's tower. And all of a sudden, with only 3 heroes left to Eric's 4, or excuse me, 2 heroes left to, oh no, 3, he still has Habarat alive, I was correct. 3 to 4, Mikhael, not looking so good here. Definitely, I'm going to say that at the end of turn 3, Eric certainly has the advantage. Control Zone 1, back to the neutral state here. Mikhael's minions are going to go ahead and die. Eric will need to reposition one of his minions, as it is now 4 units outside. Significant amount of pressure in the middle lane. So not only is Mikhael facing a hero deficit, he also now has pressure in all 3 lanes. So we do see that Kichi led with a 3. Ouch. So that's actually going to give Eric the advantage by 1. By 2. And so therefore, Control Zone advances 2, still on Eric's side of the board, but is going to allow him to stabilize the wave that was pushing against him. There's now 4 minions to 4 minions. Over on Control Zone number 3, those 2 minions for Mikhael will die. Control Zone will press against the tower. And now Eric has a lead of 6 to 2, which means that tower is about to be under fire. The tower cannot be destroyed right now as it stands, unless a hero goes over and influences it. But there is significant amounts of pressure in both lane 1 and lane 3. Lane 2, not as bad, but again, Mikhael really starting to run low on his hero resources now. Alright, we're going to see the Scourge of Purito activate. It is going to replace Akla. I think that means we're likely to see the Siphon come out. Now, Habarat is at max HP. We're pinging minions for reasons I'm not sure of. I don't know. Not sure what that's about. So the first action, I assume, is going to be move so we can get next to Habarat. Okay. I assume we're going. Okay, we're going to flip now. So that may have been a skirmish action, perhaps. Yep, looks like a skirmish action. So that's going to bring Habarat for Mikhael down to 17 HP. Now we're going to go ahead and use Siphon. We're going to deal 9 damage to both Akla and Habarat. So Habarat down to 8, Akla down to 6. We now see, it looks like an attack, 2 flips there, so that's going to deal 5 damage to Habarat. Do you go for the kill? In this case, the answer is yes. I guess you can't because that was 3 activations. So the answer is no, you don't, because you're out of AP. So Habarat, very likely to about to die. Also, Akla, excuse me, Akla wants to respawn away from the illusion token, otherwise that gives basically free damage for Mikhael's Habarat, and Mikhael does go first. which means I think that Akla is not long for this world. Akla only has 6 HP left, and Habrat can very easily mow him down this round. So Habrat is likely to die, but we'll see if Akla can prevent that. Of course, we have seen Eric play a sinkhole already. We may see another one. Or we may just see a... Let's see, do we have a dodge on this team? We do not have a dodge. Alright, so Mikhael repositioning his heroes. Now, Ekret's respawning, very, very beneficial, as Ekret's Wind Blast is considered one of the best minion controlling abilities in the game, as it should be. So she will be able to potentially stabilize lane 1 if she has a fast. Actually, no. Yeah. With a fast, she'll be fine. Kenway, don't really know what Kenway does here, honestly. Yeah. Her illusion's not really going to help you when you only have 3 HP. So, I don't know. But let's go ahead and advance the turn tracker to round number 4. And see what Mikhael opts to do here. Now, we do see flashback in the graveyard, although it doesn't matter, as Shafathi has been eliminated from the game. So, I think, honestly, Habrat needs to be your first activation because he's dead. So, we do see the worship action coming out here for Mikhael's activation. Repositioning the illusion. Okay, so we are actually going to go after Sakoshi here. Interesting. Does Mikhael have Blades of Lightning? We're going to go ahead and skirmish. I see where this could be going. Mikhael could be attempting to deal with both of them, as Blades of Lightning affects the people next to Habrat's illusion. And so this would be able to hit both of them. Yep, deals 4 damage plus a flip to all enemies adjacent to the illusion. So positioning it right there will allow Mikhael to hit 2 heroes. But is there a response? We seem to be taking a second here. So Eric is possibly pondering a maneuver here. If Mikhael has Blades of Lightning, this might be just the card to flip things around, because both Kichi and Sakoshi will take a significant amount of damage as a result. And okay, nothing there. So we do see the 0 on the flip. Does Habrat move to get in line of sight of Akla? Or do we stay right there and get the bonus? No, okay. We're just getting out. Okay, that's not what I saw coming at all. So we're going to go ahead and attack the pillar. That is a dead pillar. Unless for some reason Akla chooses to do a sinkhole and just drags Habrat away. That seems wildly inefficient. Possible, but inefficient. There we go. There's the Blades of Lightning. Okay. So, Blades of Lightning means that we now, when Habrat declares an attack action, deal 4 plus the flip to all enemies adjacent to his illusion. So that means both of those heroes are about to now take 4 plus a flip damage there. The reasoning that we want to come out here is so that there can't be any kind of weird shenanigans or disarms. But as I mentioned, Akla could still go for the sinkhole. Eric is looking for a potential response, as we have not seen the flip there for resolution. Although it's when you declare an attack action. So there we go. +1 on the flip. That deals 5 damage to both Sakoshi and Kichi. So that's significant. Sakoshi and Kichi both down to 4 HP. That brings them very, very much within kill range. Of course, the problem is that Ekret is kind of far away and Kenway is a melee. And so therefore, as a result, and there's Kenway's ultimate, the Echo Dance. Not really where you wanted to see that +3. You would have liked to have seen it beforehand, but unfortunately the order of operations states that the Blades of Lightning does resolve before the attack action, and so therefore instead of doing 2 +1s against the pillar and a +3 against Kichi and Sakoshi, the +1 was on the illusion. or excuse me, was on the ultimate card. Which would have been really beneficial, as that would have put them both at 2 HP and guaranteed the Ekrit kill. Let's see. What is the play now from here? As Eric, obviously our goal here is we're going to want to kill Habarat. Do we potentially just drag him in with a sinkhole or something of that nature? Do we send Sakoshi out? Because Sakoshi is very weak. You could mark him, although I guess with Sakoshi, you could simply mark him and then attack him from inside the dome and kill him that way. That would be beneficial. And then potentially move into the cover hex in lane number 2. Well, it looks like Akla is activating, so we are bringing down a pillar. So it looks like we are intending to attack Habarat here with Akla to kill him off. That pillar does give him line of sight to Habarat, even though Habarat is in a cover hex and over on the other side of the white line. Does not matter. Akla's ability allows you to see anybody within 3 so long as they are adjacent to a pillar. And, of course, Akla is able to see a pillar himself. That is a dead Habarat. So now another one bites the dust. Habarat removed from the game, so Mikhael is down to 2 heroes, Kenwi and Ekrit. Can we do this? We're about to find out. We are now going to go ahead and move with Akla into lane number 2. I assume we will probably see a lead action as the final one. Oh no, we can't. Once again, heroes only have 3 AP a turn. So, that will be the end of Akla's turn. Overall, though, very productive turn. As it stands now, hero count 4-2 in favor of Eric. Right now, strongly in Eric's favor. He's got more minions in more lanes and also more heroes. Kenwi and Ekrit are going to have to burn a lot of their abilities just to be able to get in range to do anything. And so, I'm not sure what really Mikhael can do in this case. You could possibly use Ekrit's ultimate to deal with 4 of the minions in lane 1. That just doesn't seem to feel very good, but I don't know what else you can do here. If you have a fast, you can get in range of Sakoshi, move, attack, skirmish, try to delete him. With some good flips, it is certainly possible. What else can you do? Yeah, I'm starting to think Mikhael is kind of getting squeezed out here. After losing heroes early on, Eric just kind of kept up the pressure through the hero advantage. Mikhael did get the early control game, pushing the lanes there, but Eric being able to get the hero advantage here, and more crucially, killing off more heroes and getting them so they can't respawn, has led him to the current state of the game. And so, I don't want to call it just yet, as there is still a lot that could happen, but not looking very good for Mikhael. So, we're going to see Ekrit's going to move. She's going to skirmish. Potentially flipping against Scourge. We're going to play Twister of Souls. Okay. Twister of Souls is going to come out. So Twister of Souls is a 3-mana card. It allows you to place a 2x2 AoE and deal, I believe it is 3 damage to each enemy hero hit and move them 1 hex. So this, I think, will allow her to bring Sakoshi within range, as it is move as opposed to push, which means they do not need to be further away whenever they are moved. So this will allow her to drag Sakoshi into range and then shoot him down, as Sakoshi will only have 1 hit point left, guaranteeing that Ekrit can finish the job. Except for this. So Akla is going to play a sinkhole targeting right there, which means that you're going to put the sinkhole right there wherever we're being pinged, dragging her back, and thus the wind blast can still go off. However, Sakoshi will only be 4 tiles away now. Sakoshi's currently 5. After the wind blast, that brings him down to 4. Cannot finish the job with the attack after all. So I'm sure Michael is incredibly annoyed by this. As that did look to be a solid plan to start tidying up the battlefield and flipping things in his favor. And Eric just says, nope, we're going to stop you right there with a sinkhole. Yet again. We've seen Sinkhole being used to great effect this game, mostly from Eric, as Michael is not, in fact, running Sinkholes. He's running a mono-yellow team, which means there is no reason for him to put a Sinkhole into the deck, as there are more than enough yellow cards that give you 3 mana, and none of his heroes were able to play Sinkhole. And so now we see this as a resolution. Kenwi obviously might be able to chasm Ekrit if she were able to target her, but she can't. Ooh. I guess Twister of Souls did fizzle after all. I wonder where he targeted. That shouldn't have canceled it. Interesting. Oh well. Leading from the hand in order to possibly challenge here for the dome. Alright, so now Sakoshi gonna come in for the skirmish. Flipping against Ekrit. 0 on the flip, no damage there. Now that the Wind Blast has been burned. And now we're going to go ahead and attack Ekrit as a result. Flip over the deck as time to go ahead and... Tape was saying it was fizzled out of range of the target hex. Okay. He must have not... Okay, I missed where you pinged. I thought he would have pinged a different one. But okay, thank you for that clarification, Tape. I appreciate you paying attention. And so then after the attack, Ekrit down to 12 HP. Once again, I feel like I've said that before. And we're going to move back in order to prevent Kenwi from doing anything weird. Kenwi, of course, has used her ultimate as a flip already, or I should say Michael has used Kenwi's ultimate as a flip. And so, therefore, not going to be able to do any weird shenanigans with the Echo Dance. Also, Tim is here as well. Hello, Tim. Thank you for joining us for this bloodbath. Can only be described as such. I have seen more carnage here than I have in probably 3 other games, and I love it. Also, we have Double Scourge, which also makes me super excited. All right, so Kenwi is going to march in here. Can we do something about this? Yes, we can. Bob the Builder says so. Kenwi is going to bring down the illusion here, so she is going to make it so that Ekrit is able to dance away if the Scourge comes after her, but Kenwi also not able to be targeted by attack actions being adjacent to her illusion. We'll see how that plays out now, as Habrat needs to activate for Eric. And so, okay, Habrat now going to play Time Glitch for Eric. So Green Habrat is going to get fast. I assume that means we're going to make a beeline for one of the ladies here on Michael's squad. I'm assuming it has to be Ekrit, as A, she's already weakened, and B, you cannot target Kenwi with attacks. We are in round 4, so I wonder, do we see Blades of Lightning come out? We are going to go ahead and skirmish. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead and skirmish now into range here. We're going to flip against somebody, I presume. +1. Okay, so that's not going to deal any damage to anybody, as both Kenwi and Ekrit have armor. And then finally the attack. 2+ flip flip. There's no reason to play the ultimate at this stage, as you cannot worship to bring the icon in and attack with only 1 AP left. We do see a +1 on the flip, so that's going to be 4 damage to Ekrit. Michael's Ekrit down to 4, down for 2-8 hit points. This should, I believe, and of course Ekrit is going to now go ahead and move in response from the Kenwi illusion effect. And so that is Michael's entire turn. And so now, I'm sorry, Michael has already exhausted all of his heroes, so now Eric gets to activate again with, I believe, Kichi is the last remaining hero. So Kichi is going to deal piercing damage here to everyone. I assume we're going to go after Eckert at this point. The problem here is, of course, that once we hit Eckert with one thing, she's going to dance her way out, and dance her way out with Kenwi's ability, and Kichi's not going to be able to see her, so it looks like this was a skirmish. We see a +1 on the flip there. We are going to flip against Kenwi. Interesting. So Kenwi is now going to... No, Michael, why are you moving Kenwi there? Would you not want to move her down? Or you're just not going to move her at all. Also fine. I thought you might move her down. Okay. Eric has to clean off as he has to keep activating heroes. So the next one, we are going to attack. A +3, so... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Eckert is now down to 2 HP as a result of that 6 damage attack. Do you dodge out? Here's the question. Because if you don't, I think Kichi moves and blows you up with a spell card. If you do, Kichi moves and blows you up with a spell card. So ultimately, the net end result here of whatever happens is that Kichi blows you up with a spell card. After moving, of course. So, Eckert, not sure what she does. Oh, I lied. Looks like we are, in fact, not going to blow her up with a spell card. We are, in fact, going to lead from the hand with Kichi. So, assuming that all leads are 3, Akla now going to play the quick shot, killing off the minion in lane number 2. By the way, there is other parts of this map other than Dome 4. Friendly reminder. So we are going to see a quick shot come out there, deleting one of the minions. And that's going to further press the lane in Eric's advantage. Does Michael have a response to this? I can't imagine what he would, at least from that specific interaction, because he has no vision to lane number 2. But he might have still something that Kenwi might like to do to one of the heroes. Perhaps? Kenwi's going to play Chasm! Okay, so Kenwi does have a response to this. And she's going to target that hex there and knock Habarat into, I assume, lane 1? Yes, Habarat is going to go into lane 1. Michael realizes that Eric already wins lane 1 by a massive amount, and that token presses against his tower anyways. Not really going to do any additional damage by blasting Habarat outside of the dome. So we do see Habarat kicked into the middle lane there. And it seems that, as Clinton says, is everybody watching? Tim says it seems that way except Ian, and Tape feels bad for Ian. We agree. Ian, hopefully you're going to see this on the replay. Do know that we miss you, and we love you. And shame on you for not joining us. So, Sakoshi is going to play Sinkhole. We're not going to do this. We're not going to end yet. Sakoshi is now going to play a Sinkhole, bringing Akla into the dome. Okay, looks good. So this is going to, again, untip the balanced scales by knocking Habarat into lane 1. That means that it should have theoretically been a tied lane, assuming both players led with a 3. But using the Sinkhole, it is now unbalanced once again in a 6-5. Kichi leads with a 3. Eckert also led with a 3. So yes, that is a 6-5 victory in Dome number 4 for Eric. Let's go ahead, and resolve the minions in the lanes. So, first of all, as I mentioned, Eric gets total control in lane 1. Dead minion number 1, dead minion number 2. The control token is now pressed flat up against his tower, and that is a whole lot of minions. So, that is not tower damage, don't worry. We just had to reposition it because TTS and models grabbing sometimes is a little bit rough. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to spawn some new minions, and now Eric has to move 3 minions that are currently out of line of sight back into line of sight of Control Zone 1, which means this tower is in deep, deep trouble in the next round. Oh my god, Eric, what are you doing? You're destroying the entire battlefield. Personally, I'm going to blame Giacomo, though. I'm not sure how or why this is his fault, but I'm sure we can connect it to him if we try hard enough. Lane number 2. So in lane number 2, it looks like a 4-3 lead, if I'm counting correctly there. So that will be Eric's advantage by 1, thanks to Some last-minute work there. Control zone back to neutral. And respawning more minions. So Eric now repositions one minion there. Does have a 5-3 minion lead in lane number 2. And now for lane number 3, which Eric got slow pushing at the end of round number 2. Now we're going to start seeing some tower damage. It is the start of turn 5, and we are finally seeing tower damage, ladies and gentlemen. Hallelujah. Although that being said, given that Mikhael's Ekrit is not long for this world, and then Kenwi will be annihilated shortly into round 5, I think we're reaching our climax here pretty quickly. So both minions are deleted. 2 damage to the tower there. Eric does get to draw a card as a result. And Tape is not certain why Eric's version of the board is all wiggly. I have no idea what you mean by that, so I can't comment. I'm going to say that it's wiggly because why not? Alright, so let's go ahead and clean up the cards there. Now it's time for the Scourge of Puido, I think, to activate for Eric in Dome number 4. Who will he replace? Now, interestingly enough, okay, we're going to replace Sakoshi. Not who I would have picked. I would have picked Akla, although I guess that Sakoshi is a little bit weaker than Akla in terms of hit points. So, but now you have to use at least 2 things in order to get in range. So we see the move action. I assume we now see the skirmish action. Don't you want to line up against the border? That way you can respawn Akla outside of the line of sight of Kenwi, although again, I don't know that that matters a whole lot. If you're going to skirmish for your next move, then you can just use the attack action to kill Ekrit. Let's see. Nope. Okay, we're going to go here. Maybe we are going to do something against Kenwi after all. Perhaps using the Siphon ability to deal 9 damage to her and killing off... Nope, we're going to flip here. So we did damage to Ekrit, I assume. I don't know why you wouldn't kill Ekrit at this point. And 3 damage to... Nope, okay, that looked like that may have been an attack then. So that is Ekrit down. Unfortunate for her. Kenwi, last woman standing on the side of the Yellow Squadron. And Sakoshi coming back onto the field. Kenwi will probably just kill Sakoshi and then accept her fate as she gets wiped off the field. Once again, failing her team. Good job, Kenwi. So, this has been a wild game, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for this. Obviously, it is not over yet, but given that the hero count here is 4-1 in Eric's favor, I don't see how Eric can lose this game, given that he's got pressure in all 3 lanes now. Lane 2, of course, still in the neutral position. Lane 1, there is significant amount of tower breach that will occur at the end of the round. Lane 3 will destroy the tower at the end here, as that is an 8-2 lead. That is 6 advantage. There are only 3 hit points left on the tower. So that tower does explode at the end of this round. So let's see how this game closes out. Mikhael is going to go for the skirmish here. Obviously, of course, Kenwi does have to activate. Yep, we're going to go out with a bang here. We are at least going to try to eliminate Sakoshi. 0 damage on the flip. Attacking Sakoshi will guarantee that he kills her, as Mikhael is not doing any -1s. Eric, will you be stopping that? No, you will not. Dead Sakoshi. And so that's that. Kenwi's final action. Her last move on this board. With her final minutes, or seconds, because I don't think Eric's going to take very long to kill her. Well, he might. She does have 18 HP. She is within range of her illusion. Does he have the coma toxin? That'd be awesome. Okay, we're just going to lead. we're just going to show right out the bat that Kenwi is going to lead with Last Judgment. Okay. Fair enough. So, Eric now activates, and, yeah, I think you burn one attack just getting rid of Kenwi's illusion so that she doesn't dance all over the place, and then just end her. Put her out of her misery. Finish the game. And then we can talk. Okay, so Kichi is going to activate. Kichi will move, attack the illusion. I expect that he probably has maybe Curse of Years ready. Oh my god, Kenwi plays Redirect. Are you kidding me? Oh. So we're going to redirect that attack onto either the Pillar or the Scourge of Puido. He redirects it onto herself. Fair enough. And now she's going to dodge closer. Okay, so Michael is at least not going to play a game of cat and mouse and draw this out any closer. Though that would be kind of funny if he did. So that is the movement for Kichi and the attack for Kichi. Does he have Curse of Years to drop Kenwi's HP in half? Or does he just go ahead and skirmish? Looks like we have a skirmish action there. So that's going to be one more damage. Kenwi is going to go ahead and dodge back to her illusion. And thus... Oh, we just launched Kichi. I don't think that was intentional. Kichi is an old man. You have to treat him with respect, as that probably broke at least 5 bones and possibly his staff. So Kichi is going out there and is now going to use, what was that card? I missed it. Wind Blast. All right, so Kichi is now going to use a Wind Blast. So Wind Blast places the AoE on a target hex and deals 2 damage to each enemy hit. So now we are going to get rid of that illusion. And as you can see there, the target hex was the cover hex right below him and Habarat, or below him, not sure exactly which one. It doesn't really matter because both of them would allow you to hit both the illusion and Kenwi. Kenwi down to 10 HP and no longer able to dodge after this right here. The reason she's able to dodge right there is because her illusion was active at the time of damage instance, and so she is able to dodge out that last time. Of course, that doesn't matter because Habarat now marches in with a skirmish. 0 damage on the flip. Habarat now going to go in, I assume, for an attack. Or we're just going to summon our illusion, and now we're going to Blades of Lightning Kenwi. This is, even I feel... No, what am I kidding? Of course I don't feel sympathy for her. Blades of Lightning. Again, as we mentioned, the Blades of Lightning, when Habarat declares an attack action, 4 plus a flip to all enemies adjacent to the illusion. Oh, God, and there's Crippling Precision. We are going to kill her off right here. Target hero gets +1 attack when they damage an enemy hero with an attack action or a skirmish action. Apply slow to that particular enemy. So, and Habarat goes for a Clear Mind. Oh, my God. Clear Mind, +1 attack, and remove a condition from the caster. Now, Kenwi is going to play Migraine in response to this. Migraine inflicts disarm, excuse me, to the hero. So I'm assuming that we allowed that to resolve, the Clear Mind to resolve first, because otherwise Clear Mind would just negate the Migraine's disarm. So we see the flips there. That is the Blade of Lightning flip, so that's going to deal 3 damage to Kenwi. And now we're going to deal 2++, on there, Kenwi is now down to 4 after the disarm cuts that damage in half. It was, or down to 4. That was 6 damage +1 on the flip, cut in half, minus an armor there, brings Kenwi down to 4 HP. So Kenwi will live. Akla must finish the job. And so Akla plays Crippling Precision. This is going to give Akla 4++ on his flip. Of course, Akla is going to do 0. Oh no! So that's going to deal 4 damage exactly. So that is actually going to be enough. So Kenwi now... Oh no, that's right. Yep, Kenwi does have an armor. I apologize. So that's going to be 4. -1 armor is 3 damage. And so now we have to finish her off with a skirmish action, potentially. 0 on the flip. Nope, not going to finish her. Do you have Comatoxin, sir? You have 5 mana. Yep, here it comes. Worship, summon the pillar. And we're going to finish her in style the only way that is possible. Coma Toxin. Defeat an enemy target hero that is adjacent to a pillar if they have half or fewer of their starting HP. Kenwi better not try any shenanigans here. Although I think she's out of mana. We're going to peek down here real quick. Yep, she's out of mana. She has 1 left. There is nothing to do. Kenwi is finally dead once again. Put her in the trash. She is not coming back for this game. That is all. Mikhael is out of heroes, and so basically at this point the game is not winnable for him. Obviously in this scenario here, technically speaking, the Nexus has not exploded. We don't really have total annihilation as the victory condition, but given that the lanes would just naturally push, there really isn't any response. And as Eric says, we called the game right there, so we're going to go ahead and talk with the players.
Was a big mistake. Instead of giving you 1 outsider activation against my Nuptons, I gave you 2.
Right.
And that was just bad.
Right. Yeah. Because if you go somewhere else, then this guy basically does nothing. He can come out and kill some minions, basically. So, yeah. Yep. Hey, RG.
Hello. Gentlemen.
How's it going?
Good game. And also, let me just say, that was awesome. From that had so much carnage and violence and damage. I loved it. That was wonderful. Thank you both so much for bringing the decks and for indulging me with double Scourge domes.
Did you like that I really went after Kinui because I needed to kill her so that she'd come back on round 4? Because if I waited 1 more round, I couldn't kill her twice.
I did appreciate that, yes. That was a very nice touch there. Because the only thing better than killing Kenwi is killing Kenwi twice in the same game.
I want to note that he tried to attack Kenwi twice while she was next to her illusion.
Yes.
Twice, and he was still able to kill her twice. It was actually kind of impressive.
I did notice that. I was having a minor issue at first because I had her projection ability mixed up with her passive ability, and so I'm like, wait a minute. Why isn't Mikhael dodging? Oh, right, because this was back in, I think, round 2, whenever the illusion was in the dome and Kenwi was in the cover hex in lane 1. And I'm like, but why aren't you dodging away? And then I double-checked, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no. I have this in reverse. Kenwi can only dodge out when she has line of sight. She's protected from attacks being adjacent, so... so that was fun there. But yes, I did appreciate the zeal with which Eric tried to kill off Kenwi in this match.
It was, as I said, it was kind of impressive. I went for the greedy play early, and I shouldn't have. Like, there were a lot of reasons. Like, I lost this game, chiefly that I sent Habarat kind of over to his doom and even Eric even gave me the option to like take it back and do something else, and I should have, but I didn't. Like that was easily like the first major mistake. You remember that game that we cast together, and I made like 20 missed calls. Yeah, I made like 660 here. Giving Eric 2 outsider activations against my team just out of nowhere, even though I had his lanes pushed up, didn't really matter because Eric just does whatever he wants to. And then him going after Kenwi like that, like taking Kenwi off the board for a whole round, I was not expecting it to be as crippling as it was. Because
you're so dependent on, or you use that ability so well, so that you need that illusion around.
Yeah. And then the greedy play there at the end with the Twister of Souls, like I had a feeling he had a sinkhole. I was not thinking about him using it against Ekrit. Like I figured he'd save 1 person, possibly 2, but there's no way he could save all, and then he did. Another thing that I was kind of upset about was the gank play was so perfect, and then Habarat kind of choked on the skirmish.
Yep.
And then Kichi showed him how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kichi shows you what's up. You just got outplayed by an old man. Let's reflect on that.
No, let's not. That's not very nice to call Eric an old man.
Oh, wow. I was talking about Kichi's there, sir, but wow.
I don't know. Everyone on stream heard what you said.
I don't think they
Eric,
did.
are you going to take this lying down?
Hey, if anybody compares me to Kichi, I compliment.
There it is. Also, speaking of which, Eric, we have a quick question from Clinton. Eric, why all the range heroes?
That question, I feel, is kind of moot here.
I wanted to kill, and I didn't know how else to do it. I was like, well, okay, so part of it was I wanted to kill, but I wanted a lot of 3-cost cards in my deck.
Okay.
Because I still thought it was important to lead, and otherwise I just lose to pushing, because
Sure.
I think this map you can easily get out pushed. So
Absolutely.
like half my cards are still 3s, and so I needed basically assassins and marksmen. So I took the 2 marksmen because I thought that the marksmen have easier time getting in there.
Okay.
And then why did I take not like another Akimo instead of a? I don't know. I just really like the kits of Seth and I had a lot of yellow cards, so that was part of it. I used to have a 3-3 split, and then I switched it to 4 yellows and only 2 green heroes. So actually, if you take out my Sakoshi or my Akla in this matchup, it's a little bit weird because I only have one guy that can cast green.
Right.
Now I don't have that many green cards, but that's a little bit weird. Like the sinkhole plays get a lot slimmer, right? So, but yeah, I actually had a very control-y list, and that's what I played last week. But then you said, "Hey, let's do a Scourge," and so I had to build something else yesterday, and this is what I came up with. So
It was awesome.
I don't know that there's great thought behind it, but that was my hope, was to have good 3 lost cost cards and double flips to kind of mitigate that and put a bunch of 2+2s in there. But yeah.
Yep. When Eric sent me his list, the comment was, "I threw out my control deck to put together this raging ball of death. I hope you like it." And I assure you, I loved it. I loved both of your decks. Like, both of you came prepared to kill, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and the very first thing I did was I was like, okay, I don't want him to have armor, so I banned Akuti, and the first thing he does is go fast with Ekrit and wipe out those guys. Like, oh, I'm just going to lose the control game here. This is going to be so bad. I should have banned Ekrit.
Oops.
The flip to that is that Akuti just pushes 2 lanes at the same time, right?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so she can also do that too.
Yeah, instead of hard pushing 1 lane with Ekrit, you soft push 2 lanes with Akuti. But,
Yep. Having 3 melee heroes, I feel really hamstringed me here. Being unable to do damage without being adjacent to, especially on a map this big, big setback. Now ganks were fantastic. Dodges not so much when you only have blue heroes. When you don't have any red heroes, dodges kind of don't do anything. So I think it's Giacomo that says that on Ashton Pass you want to have 2 colors, and then you want to be able, and that way you can cast all of the spells in your deck. That's what I would say for this list. This map. You want 2 colors so that you can cast all of the cards that you want to be able to cast. Going 3 colors. Well, see, I say that, and then Eric's over here, and he just like wrecked all over me. But no, yeah, I think having access to all of the cards in your hand and not getting kind of pushed out of a color is important.
So,
also, why do you guys let me play this game? I'm so bad.
Because we enjoy watching you suffer. Speaking of your suffering, by the way, Michael, I did make a note on stream of your grievances about needing to fix Noopton. So it was noticed and documented. So hopefully the Nearies do watch this replay, and if so, they will most likely hear your concerns and then promptly ignore them because you're not blue or red.
Yeah. That's Sorry,
That's the sad truth of it. Poor Nooptons, they get ignored.
And even the Nupton on my side is the one that died first. I mean, we had like the first 5 guys died from Nupton. So.
That's true, yeah.
Yep. Sakoshi was the only non-Nupton character that died. See, everyone ignores all the Nupton hate because they only focus on the Nupton on Nupton crime. Yep. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with Olin Ta today.
I'm sure we'll see your grievances addressed by, first quarter of 2023.
Prop 2023. I expect this new expansion to come out and maybe shake up the meta a bit.
Oh, absolutely. There's
being
so
able
many
to
cards.
throw out a Kenwei illusion at instant speed would have been fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Please don't. Not just her specifically. There are so many illusions that are going to get annoying. Ekrit blocking movement actions, Akuti with surprise armor, Kenwei with her garbage. Like there are so many annoying things that are about to happen. Shadris with his ability to just tank magic damage, or any damage really, not just magic damage, but like any damage. Like, oh hey, I'm gonna kill your low health hero. Surprise! No, you're not, because here's the Shadris illusion.
I like how Shadris on this map can actually black out an entire lane.
Yes. Oh yes. This would be hilarious to bring Shadris to. We should do
Block
this
it
again.
like with his ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You stand like in the center of anywhere and just say, "You shall not pass."
Yeah. Fun times.
It was.
Yes.
It was fun. Yes. Thank you very much, both of you, for doing this. I had a blast. This was wild.
Awesome.
Any
Thank you,
final
RG,
thoughts?
for commenting.
Of course.
Yes. As many complaints as I have, I enjoyed this mode a lot. I actually didn't expect it to be over in 2.5 hours. Otherwise I would have been fine with what was the first one you said? 8:30 at night?
8:30. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't expect this to be over in 2 hours, because the first Thrilane game that I played took like 4.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
So I was expecting, but I also we also didn't do total annihilation for victory conditions. So heroes were coming back round 7 and 8, and it just
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
This was a lot faster than I thought it would be.
And I think, just like even on Thrilane, it'll get faster once people have like reps under their belt, if they ever get to that point. But it's still definitely slower than Thrilane, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you've to get enough people to get to that point is probably going to be a challenge. But I think I like it better than Thrilane. I think there's a lot more. I don't know. Maybe it's just different, but
Okay.
I enjoy playing it, I think, more. But it may
There's
also
a
like
lot
the new
more. Well, there's a lot more potential for movement shenanigans, right?
Right.
One of the things about Ashen Pass is, you can bring sinkholes and chasms and push it, shoves and what have you, but they're not really going to do much because the map's so small.
Right.
Like, I can very easily just position minions, and now your chasm doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the openness of the board, like, there's, what is that, 8 minions. There's 8 minions in the center lane on Eric's, no, 9 minions in the center lane on Eric's side, and there's still a row that's just completely open. He can just walk right through.
Yep.
So I do. Yeah. I enjoy this. I enjoy this mode.
And I mean, it happens somewhat on Thrilane, but I mean, here there's really like multiple fights going on, right? And like some of my guys were on one side of the board that weren't, except for gank, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, you're out of the action. Like, it would take you multiple turns. Where in Thrilane, you can get to where a turn you can't get over there, but if you really want to get to the other side, in 2 turns you can probably get there, unless they're like seriously slowing you or something like that. So it still feels like one enlarged battle, whereas here, really, you can get yourself out of position.
Right.
And maybe that's a bad thing for newer players where like you get yourself in a position, you're just like, oh, wow, my hero's doing nothing. Like my Sakoshi that just was running over here from left to right to try and get his ult off. And then by the time he got here, it's like, oh, I don't need my ult here anymore. And I started killing stuff again.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Nope,
don't let your heroes die, folks. This is a bad time.
Solid advice.
Thank you, Eric, for playing this this match with me. It was fun.
Oh, it was great fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much then, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. On behalf of Eric and Michael, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next game. Have a good night.